Good evening and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of the Ezzolini Save Season 2 on Golden Lap. So today guys, we've got again 2 more races. Standard now on these saves, 2 races per episode. We start with the biggest, well actually 2 of the biggest races that we could possibly have. It's the home race, it's Monza. It's Monza. But it's called Potenza, but it looks like Monza. And then we go to Monaco. 2 historic tracks. 2, like, absolutely incredible races. Hopefully, Monaco, recent years, has actually been a bit of a, a point of contention among fans and drivers and blah, 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 because the history is so strong. But the racing, not so good, because the cars are, in general, far too big. Maybe next season we will see a fix to that, but who knows, Starting with Potenza, I'll give you a quick update of the team standings, and we are actually sat in 5th. After not the strongest start to the season, we've had a 6th and an 8th and a 9th and an 11th place finish, which isn't ideal. We are still working towards a lot of good stuff. We're going to be building parts consistently as the season goes on. Our weakest part right now is steering, so we're going to have to go with that. Which actually, I have a note here that says, Ezzolini, focus on steering, building and tuning. So, building and tuning, focus on steering parts. Okay, that's exactly what we're going to do. Anything below 70% gets an upgrade. That's the ruling. And between this race and the next race of today's episode, we will of course build another steering rack as well. And hopefully that will just slowly increase the car's ability across the board. Our 2600s over here are relatively strong. Obviously we did do a little bit of stealing and blah, blah, blah. We did a bit of spying. But let's go. Qualifying 1. LeBron attempted to sabotage Hemlocks, but were caught. So they lose some points. They lose some money. Okay. Right, tuning up. First things first, it looks like we're just going to be on the soft tyres all the way through the session, but there will be periods of time where the rain is relatively, it's not going to affect the lap times that much, but it will affect it a little bit. Okay, so let's just move the lap so you can see everything. Is that? Yep, that's good. We can see everything. And also, Golden Lap had a big update. Golden Lap had a huge update. Well, I say huge, it was a big update, but I haven't played it yet, so I'm looking at all the different things that we might be able to see on the updates and things like that. It's a good start from the drivers there. Maldonado does go faster, but we're gonna... So I think part of the update is actually that there's like a... Oh, let's tune up. Okay, let's tune up. I think there's like a new part to the team standings table, but maybe actually I don't know, because maybe the update will only like affect new saves. 34 points, good start, rather than saves that are like ongoing, but I don't actually know. We will find out as we progress. Again, we're focusing on the steering here. That's all we can really focus on. 35. Oh, that could have been a really good one. That could have been a very good strong one. Okay, and out we go. So, yeah, big update. 2 big races. And slowly but surely, we want to be competing. We want to be competing at the right end of the table this season. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. In fact, look at that. The Chapmans are ahead of the Lebrons at the moment. Then Romano goes 5th. Vitali can only keep it at 9th, but does improve, which is good. I reckon we are going to start seeing, perhaps even in today's episode, we are going to start seeing a drastic improvement, and we're going to start working up the table a little bit, working up the grid a little bit. Okay, that's fine. 60, and then just the last point spend over there, because we've really got to focus up on our steering. So that's yeah, that's okay. Oh, here we go, big one. Nice. Nice, 70. That's really good. We're having a little bit of a better time of it today than we usually do. With actually a little bit of Oh, whoa! Look at LaRousse in second. a little bit of luck going our way on the tuning. Here we go. So Romano started that lap, is gone green, and Vitali starts his lap and goes green as well. So let's move on up the grid. We are 8-11, and now we are 7 and 9. Okay, good. All right, good start. It's been a good start to the session so far. This is a very short lap, so we should be able to get a full golden tune across the board. Really nice. Okay, next one is the chassis, so that's what we will focus on. Yeah, that's a really good start as well. I wonder if there's been an upgrade, an update on how the tuning works as well. I know there's been an update on how the weather works, and you are less likely to get, you know, bad weather and rain. I was going to say you're less likely to get rain. That's not the case. You are still going to get some rain, but what I think has been changed is the likelihood of getting a full wet race, start to finish, entire race in the wet, because that does take away a lot of strategy. It just basically says, who is the quickest car in the rain? 1 pit, 2 stop, whatever it is, and go to the end. Where, you know, that's like less fun than there being changing conditions and changeable conditions and more strategy to the pits, and we do this and we do that, and just everything goes a little bit different, which I do enjoy. You know, I like having that kind of mix and match. How are we going to play this race? How are we going to play this race? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, 50 on that. That's not bad. Out he goes. Okay, what I'm going to do with Vitali here is I'm actually going to kind of follow the numbers again. So we're up here. We're up here by far right now. Good. Not great, but 48 out of 80. Okay. But even then, look, we're not even halfway through the session, so we've got plenty of time to get these laps in and to try and move on up. We're 9 and 10 right now, which is not a surprise. We are the 5th best team if you look at the standings. Romano being stuck behind Fisher. Oh, no, Vitali stuck behind Fisher. Romano stuck behind Hostler, which means no one is going to improve their lap times this time. Look at that. They're both like a second and a bit slower, which is unfortunate. We go again. Okay, so we're actually lower over here now. 2687, 2692. So we're going to focus up here, and we're just going to rock between them. And try and just progress them both at the same rate here, just so our car becomes stronger over time. And we're going to do the same with Vitali if that can happen. I don't know if it might not even be able to happen. Nice. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so we're just focused up on the chassis now for Vitali to get that golden tune. And even then, look at that. We've got like maybe 4 or 5 laps to go in order to do that. Plenty of time. Absolutely ages. Oh, yellow flag. And they couldn't stop Vitali from pitting. Okay, well, that's messed things up a little bit. We lose a bit of... we lose time because of that. Nice. Okay, now we're just fully focused up here. 46 out of 80. We've got... Oh, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it, no doubt. And look at that. Holgerson in the Chapman is a 23-25. So our car is very good. Our car is very good. But we need our car to be so good that our pay drivers, our no-cost drivers, are able to win races even against, you know, even when they're slower, basically, when they're slower. And they are slower. That's just the reality. We're going to have to work with it. Nice. Yeah, still plenty of time. Okay, it still should be fine. Out we go. Okay, Romano setting green sectors. 2 green sectors. Can we move up the board? No, we cannot. We're still behind Pietziliers. Vitali's in the zone, however, so that might see a good lap coming in. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Nice. Okay, good. Vitali goes 10th. That's unfortunate. Very, very close to Romano, but they're not, like, there's a decent gap here. There's a decent gap here. And then, of course, there's a bit of a gap between Holgersen out in front as well. Okay, can we get the tuning done? It's probably not, but we'll see. Nice. 58 out of 80. Okay, they should be one more session. We'll be able to get Vitali tuned up and ready to go. Romano's gone. Romano has improved, but that is with a middle sector in the white being stuck behind. I think that is Lafamboise, that's frustrating. That's very frustrating. Out we go. Last attempts coming up. Vitali goes into 9th. Okay. All right. Romano's in the zone, but then I'm going to guess he's going to get stuck behind Hostler. And that's going to frustrate me again. Nice. All right, here we go. Out we go. Romano's up to 4th. Whoa, where did that lap come from? That is... Well, okay, dropped down to 5th already because Woods and Lovera, my word, they're putting in quick laps. Go, 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 Romano. You've got one more chance. If you can get the lap done and start your flying lap, which you should be able to. And we're back to 9 and 10. Come off it. Here we go. No. Romano is on his lap. Okay, Vitali's over here. Yeah, that's fine. Romano, so... Romano will actually get the chance to jump up a few positions here. If this is a good lap. 1 position. Come on now. Because you want to be the last person setting that lap. You want to be setting that lap or starting that flying lap as soon as the checkered flag goes, because then you can finish your lap. You are allowed to finish your lap. Okay, it looks like it's going to be... Oh, there's also something else. No, okay, one sec. I'll have to show in a sec. Okay, we're 8 and 10. We're going to go with a medium strategy, and we are going to push and burn off the beginning. And we're going to look in here, and I'm going to quickly... Do the clouds look different? I don't even know what I'm looking at, really. Oh, that's something that was added. There's a gap to the leader and the interval between you and the car in front. That's very cool, but I like to keep this open the entire time, which means like the amount of space on the screen is actually relatively busy. But that's okay. Okay, so we have lost a couple of positions. We're back up to 10th with Romano. It's a decent start. We're gonna have to calm it down now. But I'm moving past. I'm moving on from my basically tried and tested in a way strategy of save and burn at the end of the race. We're gonna try and race a little bit more. We're gonna try and race a little bit more. Of course, if a car is at the back, we have a a free ticket to go, okay, let's try something new. Let's throw something out there. But it's not always the case. Our car is quick, but our drivers are not the quickest. There's also been an update on the driver abilities. They will change between seasons slightly more often, which means you can, for example, in this kind of trophy hunting save that I'm going for, you can get pay drivers that are going to increase in their abilities over time, which is very, very good. Okay, let's go ×2 speed now. We're settling into the race. We're competing for 8th and 9th with Piet-Siliers. That's okay. Vitali is slowly recovering, moving back up. Vitali's in the zone, so we can give him a push and a burn for a lap. Romano, no need to apologize. That's all good. And Vitali's in the zone again, so another push and burn lap, and that gets him up to 14th. And potentially more, because he's in a big old train of cars now. And he's in the zone again, but I've got to tell him to... I've got to tell him to calm down, because otherwise he is going to have far too high a stress level. But he can keep burning until I get that message of, I can't focus. And he is back up into 11th position from 16th or wherever it was. He's done a really good job on that couple of laps to make up the difference and get some overtakes done. Okay, so everyone went on the hards except for us, this group in the middle, and Henny Holgersson out in front. Vitali, you're very close to getting into the points. Let's go. Let's go and do it. Holgersson is not pitting yet, but I'm going to guess it's quite soon. Yeah, there it is. There it is. So Holgersson... No, that was Ryan. That's odd. And somewhat unexpected. Okay, so first lap, Romano, you're out in front. You're going to pit. You're going to go on to another set of mediums. And Vitali, you're going to wait to the next lap. Vitali's actually in the zone, so I'm going to tell him to do a push and burn lap. Romano's going to pit. Okay, then a calm it down lap and then pit. And Vitali, you can go onto the hard tyres. You're going to run the safety car strategy, which is if there's a yellow flag at some point, then those hard tyres can be replaced, or potentially they will last to the end. So it's a bit of a, you're kind of trying to play both sides of it. There's a fail on the pit stop. Vitali loses out. Quite a lot of time there because of that. But is in the zone and is going to make up those positions. I know he can do it. Romano has got the quickest lap right now. What? That just goes to show, like, we are quick. When we push and we burn, we are quick. Okay, Vitali up to 15th, still doing good work, trying to recover after that pit stop. Romano just in 8th right now, but 6th is quite a way down the road. Although there are a lot of cars who have yet to pit from their hard tyres, so it's a little bit of a kind of have to wait and see where those cars come out as well. Romano's in the zone, Vitali's in the zone as well. Keep pushing, guys, keep pushing. Oh, Vitali can now just keep pushing. In fact, they both can. We can, burning. I always mix those two things up. We can now burn to the end, and we've not gone with any silly strategy of what's silly. It's not silly. Slow pit stop for Levi Mack in the LeBron. Romano is in the zone, so can push. Okay, we're running in 7th. Make that 5th. Romano's in the zone again, but as soon as that hits red, we calm him down because we do not want to lose out here. Running in 5th, in the zone again. Great stuff from Romano here, and in fact, that's probably time for the pit stop. One more set of mediums to go on. we are moving forward. That's the thing. We are actually moving forward, like, as the race has progressed from where we were, getting some overtakes done, making our pit stops at hopefully sensible times, and just trying to keep going, trying to keep racing. And I'm thinking top 5, potentially. Maybe, I'm not sure. The game feels like it's running very smooth here. Like, the update is, like, also done a lot for quality of life, just like in general, the way the game is running. It feels like it's running really smooth, and I like that. I do. I think it's quite impressive. Okay. Coming into the last couple of laps now. Romano, I kind of need you to focus up, buddy. That's not helping the matter. Oh, there's an April failure. Oh, they're down at the bottom anyway. Doesn't really affect us. Romano just trying to get past Luana Lovera, but cannot. And then, of course, the... Oh! Toro Maldonado. I literally saw it. I literally saw him. The chassis went. So that's 7th place and potentially 6th if we can get this job done here. Vitali's in the zone. Okay, but you know what? I can't really push you, to be honest. And there's no real need because you are 36 seconds ahead of the next person. So, a couple of laps to go. Romano, you've got to push. Get 6th place. Go on. Get 6th place. You can do it. Here we go. Last lap. Another Hemlock has just lost it. So it's 6th and 8th now. It's 6th. It's 5th. And 7th. What? How did... What? Holgerson! There's a Chapman DNF! Where did that come from? Where did that happen? And it's therefore incredibly important that we were on the lead lap. Okay. That race... That was progress. Look at that, finishing 3rd. That was progress. Come on. Come on. Okay, so in the driver standings, we moved to 7th and 10th. In the team standings, we're still in 5th, but we are catching Wayland, and they've... Look at that. It's got the penalty tally as well. The update has potentially kind of like reinvigorated my love for this game. It's a very good game. It's a very simple game at what it does, but it's very good. I'm really enjoying it, and we've now got 25.54 on the steering. I'm going to give that to Vitali. Anything below 70 gets an upgrade, and we are spending our money this season. We are. Okay. Into Monaco we go. Looks like it's gonna be soft tyres all the way through here. And we are the first to go out by a long way, which is great because I just want to get as many laps in as we possibly can. Just move the track over a little bit. There we go. So Vitali should be like a little bit quicker now with that steering upgrade. Should be able to compete with Romano just like a tad more. Okay, so of course we're not going to be 1 and 2. That's not really on the cards. We are going to get knocked down as those laps come in. Jan Schauber's gone faster than Vitali. Okay, no, actually, well, we are 1 and 3, which is a surprise. Okay, so we focus on the steering. .36. Very good. This is actually focus on the engine and the steering together here. And now down to the steering. Now back to the engine. And now they're tied, but that wasn't good. It kind of interesting. Okay. I'm going to break that rule of like following the numbers there, and we're going to just focus on the steering because it's Monaco. And you've got corners like La Sardine. You've got the Princess's Hairpin. You've got the Quadra Chicane. The Mega Yacht Marina. Look at these corner names. They're cool. Flambeur. Starlet. All cool. Stop it. L'ancienne Chicane. The Brigadier. As in Brigadier? Brigadier. Brigadier. Le Croissant. This is very cool. I love this. Oh, Maldonado. We are 1 and 2. What is it about Monaco that kind of like unlocks my cars? It's such an odd race. Okay, steering only. Let's go. There we go. That's fine. Up to 43. We're getting the steering done. We send out even on the yellow flags because we do not get that many laps at Monaco. You've got to put in... Oh, Paul Woods has gone fastest. Fair enough. See, look, all of these guys, you're just sitting there. You're just sitting there. Like, what is happening here? They all were doing that thing where, like, they jostle for position and stuff like that. Like, lovely. Okay. Now I will just follow the numbers. So, it's going to be down here for a little while. Okay. 2600. That's fine. Perfect. That's grand. Okay, so the steering is done, and the steering has to be the priority. So I'm glad that we've managed to do that and get the steering done for both cars. We've got a lovely bit of open track. We are currently... I don't know if the steering was really letting us down that much, because obviously the drivers are not as quick as our opponents. Like, we know that. We have to accept that. And fight. Okay, there we go. They are catching up. They are putting in laps now. They are catching up. So what can we do here? We are now 3.5 seconds slower. Can we get into that top 5? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Okay, so we are competing. Big time. This quali, this race, we are competing. We need to put in a good strategy. We need to put in another good lap here. Tune up, just using the numbers. There we go, that's fine. We've got the steering done. That was the priority. And yes, yep, using the numbers, it is engine. And that is fine, 49 out of 80. I feel like there's just no way to get a golden tune if you've only got 5 laps. Because the lap is 2 minutes long, and therefore your out lap is 2.5, and your in lap is 2.5. And that's 5 minutes of a session where the car is not scoring a lap and also can't be worked on. So it's really kind of... It's a chunk of time. It really is. Okay, and we're dropping down again. Romano, unfortunately, got a bit stuck in the middle sector there, but Vitali goes up to 5th. Romano probably could have got into 4th, maybe, but that is top 5. That's it. That is what I wanted. I wanted top 5. And we actually are going to get another tune, which is quite lucky. And it's going to be a golden... That's very lucky. On the chassis. Let's go. Oh, that's good. Okay, we manage somehow to get a golden tune at the end there. We're not going to be able to set these laps, so I'm going to ×8 speed it. Because we're just going to have to run through the end here. But 5 and 7, it's an improvement. It's good. It's absolutely good. It's really fine. We are going. Okay. Holgerson, Mack and Ryan. Very quick. We were closer to LaRousse, who was actually a second and a half off that top 3. So a lot of work to do here. I'm thinking... it's Monaco. I'm going to split my strategy. I'm going to go hard tyre for Romano, soft tyre for Vitali. You would assume there's going to be yellow flags. So I'm going to try and play both sides with this in mind. Okay, let's watch Vitali off the start here. 5 lights. Here we go. It's the Monaco Grand Prix. We are starting in 5th, but we have already dropped down to 6th and 8th. And now 7th and 8th. Oh, no, back to 3rd. Okay, 4th. Okay, Vitali's doing a good job here, though. Let's get going. With brilliant start. Okay, good. Romano, not so good at the back there. Well, at the back. Down in 8th. Not terrible at all. Can't get past Paul Woods. Well, Paul Woods is a good driver. It's going to be difficult. And they are both now kind of past that first lap. That's good. And 4th and 8th. We're running very different strategies here. We've got a soft tyre running. The idea being if there are yellow flags, it will give us the chance to get rid of, you know, just keep hitting. If there's red flags, then yeah, we keep hitting. Strategy is going to be important, and we're going to see what we can do. Only 2 cars on the soft tyres as well. That's very interesting. Romano's in the zone. Down in 9th. Vitali, unfortunately, has lost a couple of positions. ×2 speed, guys. Let's go. Can see the Chapmans are moving away a little bit, but that 3rd place is genuinely potentially up for grabs. If we can, well, if we race well, if we do a good job, if we put ourselves into a position where, you know, strategy-wise, we are still there at the end of the race, then there's a chance. Romano's in the zone. Let's go. Okay, I'm also thinking that Romano's lost a position. That's unfortunate. I'm also thinking that if there's no yellow flag that allows me to pit with Vitali, you know, under yellow flag conditions, then... But that doesn't mean there won't be yellow flags later. It's hard to know what to do. A little bit. Vitali's lost out to Levi Mack. Romano in the zone again. Vitali, we just keep moving back. This is the problem, you know. This is almost the opposite of what I was feeling in the last race, where we were just slowly moving forward no matter what with our pit stops and our actual lap times. We were. Okay, I say that. Vitali's got the position back off Piet Siliers. But it feels like we're moving backwards in this race rather than forwards. But we are on for a double points finish right now, which is still very good and what we're after. Oh, Levi Max on the soft as well. I didn't see that. I didn't realise. But who knows when he will decide to pit. Okay, we are 40 seconds off the lead. LaRussa's pitted. Levi Mack is not yet pitting. Vitali's in the zone. Okay. What's Mac doing saving his tyres there? That's curious. Okay, I don't really want Romano to hold up Vitali here. Romano's on a different strategy, so... but I do want him to hold up Siliers. That is true. Which he is doing, which he has done there. We've just fallen away from that front pack, which means it's so hard to get those positions back. We're now 54 seconds off the lead. In the zone again. Go on, Romano. Levi Mack is not that far ahead. Okay, calm it down. Okay, we have brought it back a little bit, down to 49 seconds. It was a little bit higher than that, so the leaders aren't running away entirely. There is a big old gap between the top three and the rest of us, which is exactly what happened in quali as well. So maybe that should be expected. That shouldn't be something we're kind of like mad about. Tali's in the zone. Good. There's a lot of squabbling up ahead. Okay, Romano, you let Vitali go when he catches up, because he will catch up. He's on a different strategy. We got to accept that. Okay, come on. Oh, that changes things. So, under red flags now, do cars continue on? No, they don't. They're still a lap down. So they're not allowed to unlap themselves. Or are they? Is that something that's going to happen? Okay, so 8 and 9 off the start. Vitali has been, given the go ahead. Try and make positions up, but it's still not really happened. So, anyone who didn't pit has kind of gained, but also not, because we didn't actually gain that many positions with Romano. The only position that we really gained was that Romano was now ahead of Vitali, but that's not the case now. Romano actually can't keep burning to the end, but Vitali, oh no, Vitali can't either? No, not quite. Okay. So unfortunately, down to 10 and 11. This is not ideal. How do we recover? Well, we need to be quick. Look at them again. The front three are just like, they're so fast. They're able to pull away. We are 24, well, we're a long way off the lead here. But the good thing is that we can't really finish below 11th now because of that red flag and the cars that are a lap behind. So that's curious. Okay, and we can now just keep the fuel burn going all the way to the end. Okay, cool. But that's mostly because of the red flag. That's not me kind of going back to that strategy. We just are in the position now where this is the situation. We're on the medium tyre, so it's going to be one more stop. It's probably going to be a soft tyre. All I can hope that we do is we focus up and we get these overtakes done. That's what that's what needs to happen. It looks like the Chapmans are probably just going to run to the end, and you can't really blame them. When you're out in front of Monaco, it's a good place to be. You've got to get past Levi Mack. Vitali. Just stuck behind him. You've got to get past him. So there was the first pit stop. That was Maldonado of the Hemlock down in 10th right now. There's only been one DNF. Of course, last race we gained positions by like quite a few late DNFs. If that happens again today, we'll gain some positions, but I don't want to gain positions like that. I want us to go racing. Yeah, go Romano. Let's go. Focus up. Go get Piazziliers. Oh, slow pit stops around here. A couple of slow pit stops. Might just help us get a few positions here. Vitali's in the zone. Okay, we're running in third right now. Of course, that's not where we are. We're net like 6th or 7th or whatever it is. "22 seconds off the lead, and those guys actually haven't pitted, so we are outright 22 seconds off the lead. But of course, we are net further down. Romano's in the zone. Good. I think it's going to be one more stop, and it's probably going to be a medium again. Because, well, there's actually people who have gone onto the soft tyres, and they're going to have to stop again as well. So they're going to be going for potentially a 4-stopper here for Piazziliers. That's a lot of pit stops. Vitali's actually gaining on the Chapmans because our tyre is, you know, a faster tyre. Can't focus. Okay, so I think lap 50, lap 51 for Romano. I'm thinking lap 51, 52 for Vitali. Maybe. I'm actually thinking pitting Vitali now wouldn't be a bad idea. Because we've got a big old gap here. Got a big old gap to Woods, who is going to have to pit again. And then another relatively big gap down to 6th. So if we come out, even if we come out in 4th or 3rd or whatever, Romano's in the zone. That's good, but he can't. Okay, so we just pit Romano as well then. So that he's not racing against his teammate. Okay, we're running in fourth now. And this is outright fourth because we're not pitting again. Vitali in fourth. Romano has dropped down to ninth. But again, we'll not pit again. So it's now just a straight question of go and get the overtakes done. Vitali's trying to get Woods. Romano needs to catch up to the others. He can push for a bit. The gap is only 9 seconds. I expect it to come down. Perhaps not quickly, but I do expect it to come down. Levi Mack is quick as well. Will they need to pit again? Potentially. In fact, I would argue they will. And we will gain positions. So, Vitali, just keep it behind Paul Woods for now is not a problem. That red flag changed the race. And by going simple with it, just by going like medium, really simple, we've potentially unlocked a podium here. Woods will have to pit, so kind of having to overtake him isn't so much a problem. Romano's just got past Levi Mack. Vitali can't quite get the move done, but again, it doesn't actually matter. Romano's... I don't know here. I don't know. Okay, we are in third outright. We've got Piet Siliers chasing. Romano's in seventh, just behind Paul Woods now. With Levi Mack just behind him. Vitali's got an 8-second gap and is 25 seconds off the lead. I can't see much changing there, but I'm thinking third place is there. We'll give it a push just to see if we can bring the gap down. And I don't know, if those hard tyres do give out, we can gain some position. Fastest lap, Antonio Vitali. In the zone. They're both in the zone. Okay, go Romano. Go. Paul Woods is just in front on a quicker tyre. In the zone again. Oh, give it a go. Let's go. Levi Mack is probably going to have to stop. I don't know if Siliers is going to have to stop. I think Siliers is probably safe. Vitali's brought that gap down to 6 seconds to the leader. 4.5 seconds to the car in front. Those hard tyres are gone. Those hard tyres are gone. Vitali, go and get the win. Go and get the win. Let's go. We've got the car that somehow can compete. We've out-strategied our other teams, our opponents. Go and get the win. Romano got Paul Woods. Come on, Vitali. You can do this. There's still plenty of laps to get the job done here. You've got to focus up. There's a win here. There is a win at Monaco. Here. Come on. Okay. Holgersen went into the pits. Is Joel Ryan going to do the same thing? He is. We are leading the race. We are leading the race. Okay, I've got to go ×1 here. I've got to go ×1 and just keep that gap as much as possible. 16 seconds in 3 laps. Oh, it's a lot. Romano's up to 5th. Got past Paul Woods again. Good. Making that decision to say, okay, Vitali, you are number 1 here. Go and do it. Has genuinely, potentially won this race. We haven't won it yet, but potentially. Romano's in 4th. Has got past Woods. Has held that off. Siliers in 3rd. The gap is still 16 seconds. So I think Vitali's going to get the frickin' win. Can Romano chase down Siliers? Let's go. ×2 speed. You've got a lap and a half to do it. He's closing. He's closing. Last lap. Let's watch him. Go and get a double podium. Go and get a double podium. It's not going to happen. Antonio Vitali is going to take the win at Monaco. Come on! That's how we do it. That's how we do it. We had the strategy on point. Come on. Come on. Oh my word, yes. That's how we do that. That's how we do that. Oh, come off it. Why? No, the frickin' Monaco rails. We don't celebrate when there is a tragic accident. Extra money. Nice. 5th and 6th in the standings. Still plenty of plenty of points away. Up to 4th. All right. I said earlier, Rodriguez takes up Edwards' place. I said earlier in the episode, with our parts being built, we might just be able to compete, potentially even in this race. We went and did it. Look at that progression. The troublesome part of it is that we actually went backwards a little bit in South Africa. But we've gone 6 and 8. Okay, we went backwards a little bit. But then look at the slow progression. 5th and 7th, improvement. 1st and 4th. We get the win in Monaco. Those slow pit stops for the opposition. The strategy on point. Come on. Come on. That's how we do it. Thank you for watching, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed today's episode of the Ezzolini Save. Being honest with you, being transparent, I was actually kind of thinking the Golden Lap was not... It was getting a bit flat. You know, getting a bit repetitive. I'm glad the updates come. It's come at a good time for me and the channel. And I'm changing up the channel a little bit. You know, like the episodes are going to come out at different positions, different times, blah, blah, blah. But I'm trying to make the channel more fun for me and for you. But honestly, primarily for me. I was feeling a bit flat. Time to change it up and bring it back. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.